This is the research overview for August 25, 2026. It is AI-generated and requires human review before its claims are relied upon. Today's collection is a partial run containing 35 paper analyses, so it should not be treated as a complete survey of the day. The strongest theme is a change in how researchers evaluate AI agents. A plausible answer, or even one successful execution, is no longer enough. The new emphasis is on final state, runtime evidence, repeated trials, and whether an agent can preserve correctness throughout a long workflow.
ThinkingBox makes that reliability gap unusually clear. In its synthetic, stateful business workflows, one evaluated model succeeded on about 65% of first attempts and on at least one of 20 attempts for roughly 91% of tasks. Yet, it succeeded on all 20 attempts for only about 25%. ClawPro Bench reports a similar pattern under a different protocol. Occasional holdout success averaged about 66%, while strict success across 3 runs was about 29%. Those are measured benchmark results, not deployment guarantees, but they show why pass-once scores can conceal severe instability.
Mobile PA Bench broadens that picture to mobile planning. It contains 1,705 tasks involving tools, delegation, memory, and reusable skills. The best overall score was about 76%, while memory-dependent performance was substantially weaker. Because this is a structured sandbox rather than physical device execution, the result measures planning within the benchmark, not reliability on a real phone. Taken together, these studies support an editorial inference. Agent quality is better described as a distribution across executions than as a single pass rate. A key next step is 10 to 20 repeated trials for selected systems, with task-level uncertainty reported.
A related systems trend is persistent executable state. Apodex, Prime Agent, and Auto Research all retain artifacts or computational state and coordinate specialized work over long horizons. Apodex reports that its agent team mode raised one professional benchmark from 34.4 to 38.5, and a scientific research pass rate from 55 to 63.3%. Prime Agent reports 43 solves out of 69 difficult programming tasks, compared with 41 for another harness using the same named model. Auto Research reports modest retrieval improvement and fewer audited issues than 4 baselines. These are system-level outcomes. None cleanly identifies which component caused the gain.
That distinction matters because persistence, delegation, verification, recovery, and extra computation often change together. The authors generally claim that their combined systems help. The evidence supports that scoped statement in the reported settings, but it does not prove that multi-agent coordination itself is the cause. The concrete experiment is straightforward. Equalize tokens, tool calls, wall time, and model computation, then remove one component at a time. Durable state also introduces safety questions. Prime Agent describes a case where an exploit was preserved as a reusable skill, illustrating why independent validation, limited permissions, and rollback need evaluation alongside capability.
Retrieval systems show a different form of instability. One study perturbed speech transcripts before multi-hop retrieval. A stronger retrieval pipeline achieved higher answer quality than naive retrieval on Nigerian-accented synthetic speech, but its clean to corrupted performance gap was also larger. Better absolute accuracy, therefore, did not mean better robustness. Another audit expanded the accessible corpus and found about 10 percentage points of semantic answer churn, even though exact match accuracy changed by only -1.5 points. A third study modified locally frozen web evidence and fooled tested recommenders at widely varying rates. These experiments measure controlled perturbations, not live search engine attacks.
Context allocation adds a useful trade-off. Under the same budget of 24 evidence slots, 12 sequential generations using 2 documents each achieved portfolio recall of about 0.4, versus about 0.25 for one generation using all 24 documents. but the cited latency rose from roughly 1.7 seconds to 17.5. That is, improved coverage purchased with time, not a free improvement. A strong release test would cross several perturbations: speech recognition errors, corpus updates, polluted evidence, and allocation strategies. It should report accuracy, answer churn, attack success, abstention, and latency separately.
World models are becoming more navigable, but the source cautions against calling them full simulators. EchoWM reports strong camera-controlled audio-visual generation and an average navigation score of 81.7, while also showing increasing pose drift over long sequences. Reworld adds bounded, pose-indexed memory and can revisit earlier visual content with a fixed working cache. Its recall evidence is complicated because path length differs across systems, and its main evaluation uses retraced routes similar to its training augmentation. A survey in the collection claims that queryable entity or physics state is rare, but that survey input was heavily truncated, so broad prevalence claims remain low confidence.
Embodied control offers a useful temporal comparison. RISE adaptively chooses how far to imagine future driving states and reports a planning score of 91.5 on one benchmark. World Token instead compresses each robotic time step into one observation token, allowing more past history. In simulation, strict block ranking success fell from 94% with a long context to 24% with a short one. The supported connection is conceptual. Temporal depth matters. But future imagination and remembered history are not interchangeable mechanisms. Open tests should match latency or computation across rollout depths, and then evaluate dynamic scenes, non-retraced returns, and a domain beyond driving.
Efficiency results are substantial, but narrow. Block 3D generated meshes in a reported mean of 4.99 seconds versus 25.71 for its tightly controlled cube comparison, improving several geometry metrics while slightly lowering text-image alignment. Tile mix more than doubled attention prefill throughput over flash attention in one A100 configuration, though numerical deviation grew with low precision coverage and quality depended on routing. Quantization-aware healing reported that a compressed 60 billion parameter model matched or exceeded its compressed higher precision source on 7 of 9 benchmarks. Those compression results were single runs, and all 3 papers need replication across hardware, model families, and independent evaluation pools.
Several specialized studies challenge familiar assumptions. A face anti-spoofing system trained downstream only on vegetables reached a reported mean area under the curve of 92.7% across 4 face datasets. That does not establish face-free learning in a strict sense, because the underlying vision model may have seen faces during pre-training, and the evaluation covers only visible spectrum print and replay attacks. A long context RNA model improved mask token reconstruction over a short context model extrapolated to the same length, but reported no biological function or generative quality validation. Astronomy probes likewise showed increasing linear decodability with scale, which does not prove that the model uses that information.
The concise takeaway is that this partial daily collection favors verification over spectacle. Agents need repeated, state-aware evaluation. Retrieval systems need perturbation-aware tests. World models need external checks of geometry and dynamic state, and efficiency claims need matched hardware and repeated runs. The most important open questions are causal. Which agent components help under equal compute? Which retrieval changes produce stable answers? Whether world memory survives changed scenes and return routes? And whether specialized representation gains improve real outcomes. For paper-by-paper results, caveats, and source links, follow the linked daily summary. Human review remains essential.